You too. What's good with it, man? It's your boy York Cannabis, and I'm back with another video. So for today, we'll get straight into it. I'll be speaking about why patience is a key virtue within inside the cannabis industry. The reason why I want to talk about this subject is because I'm seeing a lot of markets, especially these newer markets such as New Jersey, New York, Florida. There's just this huge rush and this huge FOMO or fear of missing out of people trying to get into the cannabis industry, start their retail operation, cultivation, or manufacturing business. There's this huge rush to get into the industry without people actually doing their due diligence, understanding the dynamics of how the industry works and figuring out the basics of whatever operation they're looking to start in. And what I want you guys to always remember is that cream always rises to the top. The reason why I use that analogy is because when we think of the heavy hitters in the space, cookies, Select Oil, Stizzy, any large retail chain or large consumer brand within the cannabis industry, these big players, they don't care. They'll let the little guys be the first people into the market. But what they understand is that they have the audience, they have the capital, the resources, they have the network to always come inside of these newer markets at a later date and dominate. And that's because they created a repeatable strategy that they've used anytime that they get into these newer markets that has been tried, tested, and stood the test of time. They're not recreating the wheel. A lot of these social equity groups been able to push for these laws to allow minorities or people who have been wrongly convicted of cannabis crimes or negatively affected by the war on drugs. They've been able to push for these laws so that they are the first to get licenses and be the first to get into the industry in these newer markets, such as New York. Currently, they're only allowing people who are part of their social equity program or people who have been affected by the war on drugs to create businesses in these markets. Going back to the analogy, cream always rises to the top. The goal of business is not to be the first. You don't have to be the inventor. Elon Musk was not the inventor of Tesla. He did not invent Tesla. He did not invent electric cars, but you know what he did? He was the best at optimizing, creating a strategy to dominate the whole electric car space. And what I want you guys to take away from this is that, yes, there are advantages to being the first because you can and sometimes get that network effect, but being the first is not the end all be all. Steve Jobs was not the first to create a smartphone, but what he did was he created it in a way that it was the best. So that's all you have to do. You have to figure out where your competition or where the first people in the market have not been able to capitalize the most. And then when your time comes and when you're able to get into these markets, you've already accumulated all the knowledge. You've already understood where the first players in the game, where they messed up, what they did wrong, what opportunities that they missed. And then you're able to finally, once it's your chance to get into the market, you've already understood what it takes to build a business because you can look back and see where everybody else messed up. And you can use that information to better optimize your business, your strategy, get that time to continue to build your network, your resources, your capital. So when you get into the market, you're able to dominate. So again, cream always rises to the top. You don't have to be the first. The goal of business is to be the best and to be most efficient. That's the only goal of business. And if you are the best, you're the most efficient, you provide the most value, you'll receive most of the revenue within the market. I wanted to just give you that nugget of information because a lot of people that are really eager to get into the space, it's almost like that gold rush effect. Everybody's trying to FOMO in. They want to just rush get in, get their stake within the market. But you know who made the most money in the gold rush? Not the people that were digging for gold, the people that sold the tools and resources to the individuals that were picking the gold. So they were able to understand their place within that whole market, that gold rush market, because they sat back and as all these people were like rushing to the gold rush, they were like, okay, how can we get in here and provide the most value to these individuals that are trying to capitalize off of this space? So that's something that I want you guys to leave with. You don't need to rush into this industry. It's such a new and emerging market. There's tens of, if not hundreds of years left in this market. There's no rush. Just sit back, study, retain information, do your due diligence, really understand and contemplate if this is something that you want to get into. And if you're able to do that, by that time, you'll see where the first players in the game messed up, and then you can just piggyback off of where they started and come into the industry and capitalize off of it. Again, cream always rises to this top. You don't have to be the first. The goal in business is to be the best. Please like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new. Until next time, peace. I'm out.